This is the 36114 Mega Spiral set. So here we've got all our set list, battery instructions, and the new catalogue with the Flora series in it. We'll have an upcoming video talking more about that later on. Fire helicopter, similar to the existing fire helicopter. Yes, exactly the same. So that is good to know. Then, this is the new bridge. Oh, with some pieces inside it, okay. Lots of pieces inside it, okay. And more. Any more? Oh, yeah, there's. Let's just take that out. Okay, that's our sign. So, that's our double bridge. It looks long. I would say that's the equivalent of one of these. Not quite, slightly different. Okay. So, what sort of length track is it? I've got some A tracks here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that as a bridge, the equivalent of 3 of those, which should be the same as 2 of the long D lengths also. So I think that makes it the longest bridge that BRIO have made, because the current suspension bridge is not that long, and even the older suspension bridge, which was a little bit longer, is also not that long. So this now becomes, albeit unsupported, the longest single spanning piece of track I think BRIO have made. Let me know in the comments if I've missed a bridge. I think even the double track bridges, the grey and the green ones, aren't that long. So that's going to be coming very handy for future track layouts. So that's our bridge. Let's have a look at some of these other pieces. So we've got the signpost. So the new fire sign, all in red with the logo on it. Then one of the 2-pin grey wagons. Our blue ice cargo. And firefighter. Then in here, these all appear to be the flame rubber fires. So looks like we've got 4 of those. Right, now let's dive back in. Here's our train. Again, just little bits of packing like that, just to stop the wheels getting damaged in transit. Nice to see. The rest of that is empty. So here we have a number of the supports. Again, nice to see, even though the supports were plastic, all the packaging is paper. So just cutting down on all that plastic waste, which we're very much here for. That's all of those. And then we've got another row. Click together. At the bottom here, I think it's going to be our pack of wooden track. So let's move that over to there. tons more large bends. Just what every BRIO collection needs. Oh man, I've literally got an entire drawer full of these bends. I don't think I can ever build a track using all of them. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to add up and just see how many of these bends we actually own now. There you go, fun game. In the comments, let me know. If you got this far in the video, let me know how many bends I've got in our collection, or let me know how many of the large bends you've got in yours, because I can imagine it's probably the piece you have the most of. They tend to be in pretty much every set. So let's have a look then at all of these supports. So here, look, we can see this number 1 on it, and it's got the clips. So the number 1 there, got the clips, so we should be able to sort of lock our tracks in. That's nice and secure. Excellent. And independent as well, better than the ones that came on the grey rock supports. That were a little bit, sometimes would pop the track off, so it's nice to see these ones don't do that. So if that's a 1, that's a 5. This is a 4. We've got stripes on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's a 1, yeah, that makes sense. 4, small ones. That's a 2, a 1, we've got a 3, we've got a 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm guessing these are the bigger, these are the 8s. Okay, so we've got a load of the 8s. How many did it say we get on this? 14. 14 of the biggest ones. So that's all them there. Then the next size down we've got 6, which will be our 5s. Another one of those. Then we've got the 2. So 14 of these, 6 of these, 2 of the 4s, 2 of the 3s, 3, 2, 2, and 2. So 4 of the 2s, turn them round, and 4 of the 1s. Okay, we'll unwrap the rest of those in a sec. I think we'll build this set and then we will do a full deep dive into how these compare against like the old pillars and everything else. So let's get the rest of these unwrapped and just start building. My floor's becoming a bit of a disaster zone over there. These ones are a bit easier to unwrap. Right, okay, so that's everything there. We have our track plan also. So here we can see correct way of doing it. Make sure they're centered on the points, otherwise they will pop out. And then it looks like we've got instructions on how to build it as well, in layers. Right, okay, so let's make some space. Move all those bits out of the way. Slide all of these over here out of the way. So this is going to be a figure 8. So we kind of want these on a bit of an angle. And then we'll have one down, one up. So I guess we probably build these evenly. Oh, it's a nice click. That sort of clicks in. That is quite a nice sound. Bring that there. So 1, 2. If you're anything like me, you're going to try and get all the numbers the same way around as well. 3. So 3 there. Put that one back in. Yep. Right, so then twist that a bit. That should be straight. That's solid, that is really solid. Love to see that. Right, number 4. Number 4 there. Okay, and then same on the other side. So 2. Did I put this the right way around? I did. 2, 3. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 3. Okay, so floor print, we've got on here what the floor print is, I think, the overall. Let's say, yeah, so it's just under 1.1 meters by 51 centimeters. Oh, it says it there. In total size. So actually, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger on the table, so that's useful because I suspect this would probably fit on the BRIO play table as well then. Number 4. Where's my number 4s? Maybe I should have put these in order. 4. There we go. Right. Okay. I have a feeling we're going to have to start doing some math soon. Right. So that's our first phase. Second phase, we need to do a 5. So we've got a 5 going on here. And we've got a 5 going on here. Let's do one after the other. Okay, 5 and 5. Next, we're doing a 5 plus a 1. So a 5 and a 1. So 1 on top, 5 plus 1. So clicking together. Oh, nice and easy. Separating. Lovely. Will it go the other way? It will. And I wonder if we can get track through that as well. So something we can test. Right, make sure we stack my numbers up. Not that it really matters, but I'll know. And it will bother me. Right, 1 and a 5. Stack together. So then, yep, 5 plus 2. So 2 more 5s, 2 2s. And then we're going to an 8 because 5 plus 2 is 7. So next up we've got an 8, and I'm guessing the 8 is going to go over the track. So we're putting 8s on all of these, would make sense. Oh, they just slide on so easy. Also means that now, with this set, with the amount of 8, so how many are we doing? All the way around to there, that's what I thought. With the amount of these, there's 14 of these 8s, which is the equivalent of 2 doubles. the amount of new supports you're going to get for being able to build taller tracks. So we're having some real technical difficulties this morning. So this is the second time of filming this because both my cameras decided to cut out on the last one. So here we go again. So yeah, as we click each one of these in, each piece sort of clicks into its own slot, which helps hold it in, less likely to sort of pop out, and all held in nice and securely. We've noticed that some of these piers are sort of sitting on a bit of an angle. You might be able to see it from that angle there. Some of these are on a bit of an angle. Obviously it's not the natural incline for these bends to sort of go up in this sort of spiral shape. So that, I guess, is to be expected. And there we have it with the bridge, all in. Now, one thing I'm super impressed with is just how stable this whole setup is. Like, pop that back in. Like, you're not doing that with any other support or, you know, that BRIO have made. You move it 1 sort of centimetre and the whole track's fallen off. So the stability that these supports offer is fantastic. Now the other thing, the momentary glitch in the camera has allowed me to do is run and grab a battery. So we can now actually get the train running. We have our helicopter here. So put our pilot in our helicopter. I'm guessing that's probably wide enough. The helicopter can sort of sit on the top like that. And then obviously we can position sort of fires. Not sure if the train will derail. Let's see what happens here. Yep. But we've got, see, 4 different fire elements here. And our nice red sign fire there. Down, and then down it goes. But first impressions, really impressed with it.